Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to those who have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, do the right thing and subscribe. So I just want to take this time, guys, and thank you so much for pushing my channel to get closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna be talking about a couple of things today. This is a 6 months check-in and I'm gonna be addressing a couple of things. First, I'm gonna be talking about my experience so far and what I have been dealing with. And recently I been going through a lot of things. I had to go through some decision making, things that I really have to focus on. First of all, I need to say that if you are someone who watches my video, you would know that I experienced some type of violation here in Taiwan, and I opened a case and actually nothing happened, nothing came out of that, and that's something that has been in my mind and really traumatizing, and I've had to deal with that. And also I've had to make really tough decisions recently and also made a lot of mistakes. So I need to make a decision about whether I'm going to renew my contract with my school. And everything was perfect until I had an issue with the transportation. I found out that the bus that I'm taking, the bus company is not doing well, so they cut down the schedule, which affected me drastically. So I had to rethink about what am I going to do in the situation. And you guys know that my daughter goes to kindergarten, and it's closer to the school that I work at, so everything is really just became horrible and affected me in so many ways. So I had to think about, okay, what am I going to do in this situation? That's another thing I've been dealing with, and it's been really hard going through the emotions of everything, like just how things just get disturbed in between what you're planning to do and things like that. And I really want to say, guys, I don't regret coming to Taiwan. I would advise people to come to Taiwan, but some of the things that I have seen recently, I just realized that actually Taiwan has a lot of things that are just not cool about it. There's just so many things that I don't like about the processes here, things that have really thrown me off. And have I changed my mind about Taiwan? Not necessarily, but I think I've really started to see things for what they really are, and for people for what they really are, and everything in between. Okay, I've really paid attention to certain things, and I've realized that it's actually not cool what I have experienced. In terms of my life, before I answer that, someone asked me, is China better than Taiwan? By no means China is better than Taiwan in terms of teaching. Okay, in terms of teaching, I think I'm much happier in Taiwan, and also the feel of Taiwan feels a little bit more comfortable and just less caged compared to how I felt when I was in China. Okay, but I think if I were to compare China as a whole, with the lifestyle and everything, maybe China has a much better, I don't know, lifestyle, because China is not like Taiwan. Taiwan is also super expensive, and your salary is not that much. Once you're here, you realize that your salary is actually not enough. Okay, so yeah, I think that's my take on that. I think for me personally, I feel really comfortable in Taiwan. The energy is great. There's so many things, so many advantageous things that are there in terms of living in Taiwan and teaching in Taiwan. For me, I feel good about it. Okay, so yeah, that's my life. I'll be answering some questions that I asked on Instagram in between, so don't you guys mind that. I did promise that I'll put out the video. So in this 6 months check-in, I will answer questions about how's life going, and some of the questions that people ask me. Probably not all of them, but I will try my best to answer the questions that I know that they're important to answer at this moment, and some of them I'll do separate videos about those questions. Okay, so my life, in terms of my life, has been good. My daughter is good. People ask about my daughter, how's my daughter getting along? Is she adjusting? I think that was the question. How's your child finding the country, language, health, and food? So my daughter is good. She's okay. My daughter is very bubbly. She's someone who goes out there, and you know, she's just friendly, and she loves people. It's just who she is. So she's okay. Even at her kindergarten, she's having fun. I can see she's learning a lot of things, and she's also picked up the language. You know, I'll insert a clip here when she was saying to me buyao, like she doesn't want. Buyao. To me? Why you say buyao to me? Instead of, you know, usually she tells me no, I don't want, or don't touch me. But in this moment, I captured it when she literally said buyao in Chinese. So I see her like kind of like adjusting to the environment, adjusting to a different kind of setting. Although I wish that she had some contact with you know, black kids somewhere, somehow. And it takes me to the question that someone else asked, you know, from Instagram, that, you know, I really like. Have you made friends outside of work? No. It's very hard to make friends here in Taiwan, because just I'm getting like very interesting vibes. And it's not only me, okay? I've heard other people mention it. Sometimes like people, when they're in foreign countries, they come together and they are like so friendly towards each other. But they're literally a handful of people that I've met that are from South Africa, and they are like nice and friendly, willing to talk, people are just to themselves. Like, that's a whole nother topic I'll talk about another time. But yeah, it's not easy. But I do have people that I meet with from church, and you know, but like sometimes you just want that kind of South African feel. But unfortunately, I'm not exposed to that as often as I would like. But yeah. And then in terms of the cost of living, someone asked, how's the cost of living there, especially with dependents? Oh guys, like, I'm gonna say this again, Taiwan is expensive. If you're bringing your family here, you need to be really prepared. This is what I mean, like the salary is not really enough, you know, for you to like do your business, okay? Like get the things that you want done, okay? Because it's quite expensive. But obviously, yes, you know, you try to save, you try to be responsible, you don't splash out your money and whatever, but it's really still really expensive. And I will do another video where I go through the expenses, the monthly expenses that you can expect for, you know, living in Taiwan. And also, like I said before in the previous videos, that it depends where you go, you know, something you need to take into consideration all the time. Okay, so yeah. Another question that I had is that how is it having family with you? Like, I think at this time it has been really tough for me, this kind of like, you know, approaching 6-month mark, and having family is like so important to me. I feel like it makes me feel so much better. This is another huge difference between the time I was in China and the time I'm in Taiwan, that no matter what I go through, I have someone to talk to, I have my husband to talk to, I have my child to make me laugh, to make me feel good. It's just really important for me to have that support structure, and I just love it. You know, I'm not lonely, I'm not alone. I just feel good having my family around, and it's a big thing for me. Okay, so, and then another question was, can you explain how the school holidays work in public schools? We take public school, like, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick, you know, understanding of that. Like right now we're gonna be approaching June, okay? So holidays is, we have to work on one Saturday for this month, okay, make up, because there's gonna be a dragon festival. So it's gonna be Thursday, Friday, okay? But I think dragon festival is actually on a Thursday, so we have to make up for Friday. Friday is actually not a holiday, so they made it automatically a long weekend, therefore you have to make up for that day, okay? So this is another thing about in Taiwan, you have to make up for any day, like you have to work on Saturday sometimes because there's a holiday that they made on Friday, or whatever the case might be, which is one of the things I find really annoying. But anyway, asikolapo. But yeah, the holidays is that you can take your paid leave only on summer vacation and winter vacations. Okay, that's another thing that I just want to make videos about, things that no one will tell you about coming to Taiwan, just a separate video on its own, and you guys will be shocked. Okay, so yeah, but in terms of like, yo guys, I honestly, in terms of how I'm doing, like, I just you know, I'm going through the most right now. Especially, I'm going through the most. I lost so much money. I booked wrong flights for my family. I lost so much money, and now I just found out I have to lose another like maybe 12,000 NTD for something that I did not do, something that I'm so upset about. And I've also made it very clear. This is why I say I really think some of the decisions that I've made, probably they're not good decisions, but I like where I'm staying right now. I like the school that I'm at. I love a lot of things that came with that one wrong decision that I've made, that I've realized that actually I shouldn't have made that decision. But anyway, God has a way of putting things right. So, you know, there's an elimination that's going to happen. So that's great for me, at least in my case. I know for other people it's affecting them. You know, everybody is affected, you know, with certain things that are happening right now. Especially with, you know, renewal of contracts and just changes. The rules here in Taiwan, they are so complex and they are just complicated, and they just affect you like a lot, okay? And it's so unfair. But there's nothing you can do. You don't have a choice. You know, someone said to me, I won't mention who they are, but they said, you think, as foreigners, you think that Taiwan is free, but actually Taiwan is not a free country. Okay, and this is someone who's a local. Okay, so think about that. When you're outside, you think, oh, everything is free, but once you get into the law and how things are done, you kind of like are forced to do certain things, and you don't actually have a choice. It's not really democratic after all. So this is something, you know, you can think about. But can I tell you guys, like, deep down, I'm really annoyed, really upset about some of the things that have happened to me in the past, you know, approaching 6 months. Even the safety part, this is something I was preaching. Taiwan is safe, and I was violated, and this is something that has left a very traumatic mark in my head, in my mind, and I have to live with that, you know. So Taiwan is not all that, okay? So bear that in mind. Just think about that and make sure that you understand that it's not going to be perfect just because you left South Africa, okay? But I would say this, even though Taiwan is not perfect and has so many things that are flawed about Taiwan, I wouldn't want to go back to South Africa. If I were to leave Taiwan, I would not go back to South Africa. I would find a different place to go to. So this is where I stand with that. But yeah, guys, but on a good note, like, in the past 6 months, I got my driver's license. If you guys haven't watched that video, please go over there and check, you know, how you convert your driver's license into a Taiwanese one. I think that's one of the good things that have happened in the past 6 months. But I've had a big realization of, you know, the reality of living in another country, and you need to like always bear in mind that you are a foreigner after all, okay? You are a foreigner, and that feeling, it will follow you everywhere. Like, some things you cannot say, some things you cannot stand up for yourself, some things you just have to withdraw from them because of that, even though you know very well that you're not happy with those kind of things. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I've just been going through the most. I'm gonna be updating you guys what happens with me, like might move from the where I'm staying right now. I just don't know. Like, right now it's up and down. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with my life, but do tune in and leave your comments down below and tell me like what's happening. And if I didn't answer your question, do you like Taiwan? I mean, it's okay. And then one last question is, there is also a glow in you, Rekopa secret. Guys, I just literally wash my face at night, wash my face in the morning, and at night I put the night cream, in the morning I put the moisturizing cream, and then I also put Nivea in my face as a moisturizing lotion, and that's it. There's nothing I do. Sometimes I put sunscreen, and not all the time. Sometimes I miss it, okay? I forget to put it, so it's just I'm not doing anything, okay? There's nothing I'm doing. I cannot take credit for that. But yeah, I hope, you know, I answered your guys' questions. And those who are asking me about cost of living, I promise I'll make that video. It's coming up, and stay tuned. Hi guys, I forgot to answer this question. Would you advise a single parent to move with their kid here, and is it safe for their child? Safety, I think it's okay. I know nannies in Taiwan, they have to be certified by the law, and kindergartens are pretty much safe. Like, my daughter is safe where she goes. And in terms of advising a single parent, I think it will be really hard to bring your child and it's just the two of you. When they get sick, you won't have help. So I would advise, like, if your child is okay in South Africa, just leave them there. And if you are, wanting to bring your child, just wait until they are 3 years old. Then they can go to the elementary that you're gonna go to and take them there, and they will be accepted. Because if you don't, they're gonna have to go to private, and private is very expensive. And thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.